Okay, so welcome to this camera presentation. I used to do that for another channel, which was named VonCam. After popular demand, let's go again. So today I'm going to talk to you about the Canon MC 35mm film camera from 1984. So it's a camera I kind of like using. It's simple, it holds well in hand, it's really fast to take pictures with, good reaction time, it's just handy. So yeah, not much, however, you can do. It's autofocus, auto exposure. So basically you can put the film in, you put it here, you close, it rewinds the film at its right start, and then just start it and take a shot. Here it goes. Basically, not much you can do. You have to define the type of film, so it's from 64 ISO to 1000. Basically, that's it. Then what else? You have a button to for a timer, self-timer, and pre-focus, because basically when you half press it focuses, and then you can just choose where you want to take the picture. It's pretty noisy. That's a downside. And then there's this button which you can't really see, but it's for the flash unlock. So interesting camera because it can actually has a separate module for flash, which you just plug in like this. It's pretty solid and sturdy, and then you turn it on. The light will turn orange when it's ready, and once it's ready, everything's automatic. You turn it on and you can take a picture. Yeah, that's it. Not very complicated. And then you press here to unlock, and that's all it does. One interesting thing, it's basically that you have traditional AAA batteries. That's a plus point. And you also have this button that enables you to rewind the film before finishing it, leaving a small part outside of the canister, such as you can reuse it, but you have to remember how many pictures you took the first time. And that's about it. That's all there is to say about this Canon MC from 1984. Now we're going to look at some pictures. It's 35mm f2.8. The geometry is not 100% perfect, but near, and it's got a good rendering. So let's go see the pictures. So, as I was saying before, the 35mm lens is pretty good in its color rendering. Contrasts are nice. The definition is well preserved. A slight tendency to curve on the outside, as we can see on the left image. Here, those two images are taken with Kodak Gold 200 film. The left picture was in Arles in the sun. Well, and anyways, it's nothing exceptional, but I think it's the rendering is really nice, as we can see also on the right picture. Geometry is good enough, I guess. For me, it works. Sorry again for those who don't know my works. I usually have my cameras. I don't really care about dust, so a lot of those pictures will have a lot of dust on them because the film had been dusted before exposition. Anyways. So, but I think it gives you a good idea of what you can get with this camera. So it's a really sturdy camera. I take it often with me for the pleasure of having it because it's solid. I don't really worry about it. So left photo, that's still Gold 200 film. That's the San Francisco boardwalk. And on the right, an idea of what the flash fill-in can be during daylight. Works pretty well. Here it's a little bit too much, but with this quality of lens, I think it works well. And the autofocus is pretty good. Auto exposition also. So a pretty reliable camera. By night, exposition is also okay. Obviously, with film, that's on those pictures. It's going to be Cine Still 800 film. So the rendering of the lens is interesting. The colors too. And you can see, as you can see on the right picture, the flash usually is pretty good nighttime, as is the focus. Again, two pictures with the flash. Autofocus and exposition is good. Nothing really to complain about in those kinds of shots. So yeah, I like also the character, the rendering of the lens. It's a really interesting lens to me. And using black and white, here we're going to have Kono monolith 64 film on the left. Doing street photography by night, the flash is not the very powerful flash, but can actually let you do some interesting stuff. On the right, using T-Max 100 film, obviously a way finer grain. Actually, I don't know why, because the monolith's more contrasty, but anyways, this gives you also an idea of the geometry and black and white rendering. Same thing here on the left, T-Max 100 film. Geometry is great. The bokeh is nice, as you can see on the grass closer. Again, you can't really control what's going on in terms of aperture and exposition, obviously, but the camera handles it pretty well for a 1984 camera. And again, on the right, by night, I think that's Gold's film. I'm not sure. It's an old roll, but anyways, interesting rendering with this lens. Here again, those pictures, those are with Kodak Pro Image 100 film. Using the flash on the left, I'm actually driving at a red light, and I like the ambiance, and you can see that the flash is pretty useful, actually. That's the kind of feel I wanted to give. It kind of opened up on my rear view mirror, and you can see also it reflects on the yield sign back there on the right. But overall, handles situations pretty well, with or without flash. On the right, that's Stein am Rhein, northeast of Switzerland. More usual casual shot. Really nothing much to say besides it's a really sturdy camera, and fast to use, fun to use. Here again, Pro Image 100 film on the left. A good idea of the geometry and the definition, the contrast the lens gives you, and worked great. And on the right, that's Silver Salts 200. It's the end of the roll. I think it's a Kodak Vision 3 film. Again, to give you an idea of how and what you can do with that kind of camera. So, highly recommended. You can find them secondhand, relatively not that cheap anymore, but as they're affordable. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed, found that entertaining. If you have questions or comments, don't hesitate to post them below. See you next time.